feel it now. It's all around me. A silent voice I can't deny. A mother's arms, how they surround me. They sing the beauty of my life.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love.
I close my eyes. It takes me over. A memory deep down in my soul. And safe from harm to be beside you. A light will shine upon the world.
It will last forever.
Om Shanti. 23rd December 1987. You are trustees and also heirs. No matter where you may be living, if you are surrendered in your mind, you are heirs. Heirs does not mean that you come and stay in Madhuban. If you don't have the consciousness of mind in your mind while on the field of service, that is, if you are surrendered, then you are heirs. So are you surrendered? Or are you even now under some karmic bondage? When you have surrendered with your mind, then a surrendered soul would not find anything to be a bondage, because to be surrendered means you have also surrendered all your bondages. If any bondage pulls your mind, you must understand that there are still bondages. However, if they come and they go away, then that is not bondage. So always have the awareness that you are incarnations who have come from up above. Souls who are incarnations would never enter into any bondage of karmic accounts of the body. They will perform all tasks while being bodiless, videhi. They take the support of bodies but are not bound by bondages of bodies. So have you become like that? So in order to always keep yourself free from all bondage, any bondage of your body, consider yourself to be an incarnation. Continue to move along in this way and you will be constantly free from bondage and loved by the Father. The quest for freedom is always there in man's heart. The quest is eternal. Every humankind desires freedom, independence. There are various kinds of freedom. And freedom should not mean just the political freedom. Political freedom is the weakest of all the freedom. Freedom is a journey. The greater bondages first, and then the smaller, then the subtlest. You want to become free. This desire for freedom is always there. And until and unless we achieve that stage of perfect freedom, there remains restlessness, uneasiness within the heart. There's something called as law of vital adjustment. The body is exposed to the unfavorable circumstances, polluted air, unhygienic conditions, improper food, and body gradually adjusts to everything. And starts living with it. And then it forgets totally that these are the things which it never wanted before. For example, when a person smokes for the first time, he just doesn't like it. The body cannot tolerate it. But gradually the body adjusts to the extent that person becomes an addict. And now if you take away that stimulus, body reacts. Even body can die because of that strong stimulation. So earlier, this was something which was obnoxious, something which was hateful. But even that hateful thing, if given to the body, for a long time, body starts adjusting. To the extent that now it comes to a point, it cannot live without it. And there is a persistent desire within to get rid of that particular thing. That could be some sensual desire, that could be some addiction. But it has come to a point, now it cannot live without it. A smoker is smoking from 30 years. You tell him to stop, or forcefully you make him to stop. He suffers, she gets shocks within. His nerves, his whole being cries for smoking cigarettes. Person can even die if you suddenly stop any habit. So also, if somebody takes poison in small amount, the body becomes immune to it. There was one man, his name was, I forgot the name. There was one man, his name was Bill Hast. Bill Hast. So one magazine, Grit, has published his report on 14th October 1951. So Bill Hast, he was full of snake poison. He used to inoculate himself with doses of snake poison. And then gradually it happened that he became immune to all types of snake venom. He was bitten by 9 cobras and many types of rattler, korans, mozakins, and various other types of killers. But nothing happened to him. Even after getting bitten by 9 types of cobras. This Bill Hast. So his body had become immune. Now if you remove the poison from his body, he will become restless. It is all here. So now, person starts the journey. He starts getting dependent on something, and then that thing becomes an addiction, and now he tries to free himself from it. Sudden freedom will give a shock to the body. The freedom should be very gradual. Human body is so perfect. It doesn't need anything from outside. It doesn't need any food. But why is it that when person doesn't eat, he becomes thin, starve, and even death? So why death happens? In fact, body is made up of organs. Organs are made up of molecules. Molecules are made up of cells. Cells are made up of molecules. Molecules are made up of atoms. Atoms are made up of photon, electrons. Atoms don't eat. How the cell is formed? Cell is formed from the division, by the cell division. Cell is not formed by food. Cell doesn't need food. Atoms don't need food. Electrons don't need food. They are not nourished, built, or sustained by food. But body is addicted to it from long time. And when you suddenly withdraw it, there is a shock. And that shock can lead to death. The same thing as is happening in addiction. The same is the case of food. The deep philosophy. We will discuss this in detail, in great detail in some other class. Right now we are discussing about freedom. The cells after the death, they disintegrate and they again go and get mixed with ether. In fact, they don't need anything. That they are perfect. There is no reason. It is only by entry of the new element that they deteriorate. The moment you put anything outside, the problem happens. And don't think that you eat and that thing becomes body. That is already only becoming excreta and coming out. A very small portion of it is helping somewhere. It is the belief system here. If I don't eat, I will die. That is another thing. So we were talking about law of vital adjustment. If there are workers who are staying in very filthy atmosphere, at first sight, if somebody goes and sees that atmosphere, it is stinking, person will die with that smell. But gradually you get adjusted and then you start liking that. So it's an adjustment. Body has got tremendous capacity to adjust to any circumstances. But then at the risk of it leads to slow death, slow poison, it leads to diseases, it leads to old age. And then we accept that yes, old age comes. But otherwise our body is so perfect, there is no reason to become old. This body can go on for a very long time. There is no reason to die. This body is so perfect, there is no reason for becoming sick. It is the introduction of something from outside that leads to imperfection. So the real freedom is understanding this. And this understanding leads to real freedom. So freedom has got two dimensions. First, freedom from something. Just as we have understood this law of vital adjustment, that any food is an outside element. Body is perfect, it doesn't need anything. Eating is unnatural. But it is about 2500 years. People say we have evolved. We have not evolved, we have devolved. We have fallen down. Yes. Yes. We used to eat out for joy, for enjoyment, not for necessity. There is a great difference in these two things. We enjoy, that's why we eat. We need, that's why we eat. That is different. There are two different things. It is a journey. We have fallen down rather than rising up. Science says we are progressing, but we are progressing in wrong direction. We have not progressed, we have fallen down. That's what Murli say. From deities we have become human. Deities were perfect, their bodies were perfect, free. Their bodies were resistant to decay, resistant to degeneration, resistant to old age, resistant to all sorts of illnesses. They are dying not because the body is dying in its golden age. Even at the time of death, body is in perfect stage. It's not that it has become sick, deteriorated. No. The philosophy is very deep. It's a journey we have made rather than we have fallen down. Baba says rise and fall. So it is all the introduction of outside nutrition, outside element that we started falling down. And now when you suddenly withdraw it, there is a shock to the body, and that shock leads to death, starvation, dehydration, and you land up in hospital. It's same case. A person who is smoking from 30 years, suddenly you withdraw smoking. Shock to the body and shock, body dies. Suddenly you hear a bad news and there is a heart attack and person dies. Why? Shock. It is the stimulation which is withdrawn. A person takes opium for 30 years and now opium has become physiological need. And when you suddenly withdraw opium, body reacts. There is a shock and it can die also. Person is drinking from 30 years. You withdraw alcohol. But who will say? For him, alcohol is the need. If you withdraw that need, person dies. Similar is the case with food. When you understand what is the real thing, gradually you start becoming free. Free from all needs, free from all wants, free from all outside things, free from foreign nutrition. The body is perfect. The soul is perfect. It doesn't need anything. So the real freedom starts from that point of time. When you understand that I don't need anything from outside, nothing, then I start becoming free. So freedom has got two dimensions. First, freedom from. So freedom from outside nutrition, freedom from outside thing, freedom from, but as I say, the process should be, the process from freedom to bondage has been gradual. So freedom, the process from bondage to freedom should be gradual. Otherwise, if you suddenly give up everything, you will die. It will be a shock to the body. Just as a smoker, suddenly if he is told stop, his body cries. Similarly, the process should be very, 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 very gradual. Very slowly. Let the body adjust to new pattern, to new belief system. Now you have the belief system, I need this, otherwise I will die. This is a belief system. Now you give up this belief system and start a new belief system. In fact, this has made me impure. In fact, this has made me less energetic, less powerful. Now I will become more powerful. When the body is full of, it is the energy in the body that makes you. It is not the food. It is the energy which is flowing in the body that makes you do the things you are doing. So it is the freedom. I need freedom. That is the first thing. I want freedom from anything outside. One, second, freedom from old belief systems, freedom from my past sanskars, freedom from all our impurity. When I understand which is the greatest impurity that has come in my body, I understand the greatest impurity is impure air. The greatest impurity is impure water. And the greatest impurity is impure food. And the greatest impurity is impure thoughts. When I understand these four types of impurities, I start making attempt to have pure food, to pure water, pure air and pure thoughts. With these purity, I get rid of impurity. So first thing is from. Purity, freedom from. Now the second is freedom for. You have become free, but what you will do now? You have a lot of time. You will become frustrated. You want to get rid of habit of smoking. You strive hard and after 10 years you get rid of smoking. But next what? Now what you will do with the time which you used to spend in smoking? Now another important thing is freedom for. And that freedom for should be for creative things. This is more important than that form. From you can become free. Free from your old habits, old patterns, old addictions, your wrong eating, wrong inhaling, wrong breathing. You got rid of it, but now you have to do something for, and that for is creativity. Yeah? Yes. Of course. Of course. Earlier, all the literature says that person has passed through 4-5 stages. First, he was breatharian. Gradually, from there, he entered into the stage of fruits and nuts. This was the first initial stage of devtas, deities. They ate just for enjoyment, not because their body needed. Their body is perfect. Physical immortality was already there. Then, from Copper Age, the first food which was introduced was non-vegetarian food, which is very dangerous because people started hunting. So after fruit, hunting started, non-veg fruit started. After that started husbandry, knowledge, agriculture started. Agriculture, third, vegetables started, which is inferior food. Then started cereal and pulses, which is worst, even worse than the non-veg food. But this cereals and pulses became such an addiction that if you tell somebody now to give up that, it is a shock to the body. The person may even die, thinking that, oh, how will I will become weak? But it is the lowest, the worst. The topmost is fruits and nuts, second is non-veg. After non-veg comes milk, that is also part of non-veg. After that comes vegetables. After that comes cereal and pulses, which is the heaviest food to digest. And the impurity started from there. The body became impure. The thoughts became impure. The journey should be very gradual. From glutarian, you have become glutton. Glutton, you know, the person who keeps on eating all the time. So, the process should be very gradual. If you straight away jump here from this to this, you will die even. Sudden death can occur. So let it become very, very law of vital adjustment. Let the body adjust slowly. In the similar manner, all the vices are in the mind. You are addicted to the vices. If you tell suddenly somebody to adopt brahmacharya, they will be shocked to the body. Body is addicted to sensual pleasures. Body is addicted to all the physical pleasures. Body is addicted to it. So, if you want to break that addiction, first you have to understand what this addiction. Body is addicted to YouTube. There is a YouTube addiction. If you stop suddenly, body reacts. Because, okay, even if you get free from YouTube, then you have time. Now what you will do? So that's why freedom has got two aspects. Freedom from and freedom for. When you start freedom from something, you should also plan for something new now. Add creative things. So, this again of latest addiction is YouTube addiction. One video after another. There is an ocean of entertainment. One video after another video, one more, and one more. You finish one, you want one more to see, you want another to see. And that's an addiction. Now, if you want to stop this, and suddenly if you stop it, your body will crave. What you will do in that time when you used to spend glued to that internet? Then probably your mind will go towards vices. Your mind will go in calling somebody or doing something else. So this process also, this is also an addiction. Now this should be very gradual. What you have to do? Then you make select a time, 6 to 8, 8 to 9. Only that period I will go online. That's it. Don't make sudden change. Sudden change is a shock to the body. No sudden change in food, no sudden change in drinks, no sudden change in this addictions to vices. If you are addicted to some person, you want to talk with him all the time. Now make it gradually. If you want to talk, if you talk 10 times, make it 6. Make it 4, 2, 1. Gradually you give up anything. Then that will become natural, sahaj. Otherwise it will not be easy. Otherwise there will be withdrawal symptoms. Otherwise there are chances of relapse. Boredom, relapse will be there. The greatest danger of all these things is relapse. For 10 days you give up YouTube and the 11th day you just spend 10 hours. seeing everything. What is there which I missed in all these days? So also news. What is happening? What is happening in the politics? So you stop, oh, this is time wasting. Let me stop for 10 days. I will not see any news of politics. After 10 days, there is an addiction. There is a craving. And now I want to read everything what happened in last 10 days. So this is all de-addiction things. All freedom should take place gradually. Very slowly. Otherwise, shock. Shock to the body. That's why Chanakya gave his disciple Chandragupta poison in small amount right from the childhood. Rather, he had hired Vishkanyas, poison ladies, poison girls, to surround him. His bodyguards were Vishkanyas. Because he knew that this is going to become the first emperor of India. The first emperor. And there would be many enemies who would like to kill him. That's why he was fed with poison in little amount. The body became immune. Just as I gave the example of this 1954, this man, Bill Hast, who was bitten by 9 cobras and nothing happened to him. Because he used to eat poison every day. Almost no snake of this planet Earth could kill him. He was so much immune, Bill Hast. So this body has got tremendous capacity. It can get adapted to anything. The worst and the best. Now you decide what to do. So freedom means, real freedom is this. When you achieve freedom at this point, automatically all other freedoms come to you. Digital freedom comes to you. Vices freedom come to you. Food freedom comes to you. Freedom from karmic bondage comes to you. Freedom from old age comes to you. Freedom from death even can come to you. Freedom from death doesn't mean that you die. You don't die. You will die, but that will be a very peaceful death. Not because your body is suffering. Probably it will be like you die with your own desire. You give up. Now it's a full time. Let me now go in another body. So it's all here. It's not about doing this and doing that, eating this and eating that. It has nothing to do with food. It has nothing to do with any drink. It has nothing to do with any particular object or sensual addiction. It is all mental programming, deprogramming and reprogramming. Everything is done here. It is all your belief system. If you believe, I need alcohol, without alcohol I will die, you will die. If you believe, I need this for survival, you believe it. If you don't, you will die. Definitely you will die. But if you believe, I don't need it. I don't need opium for my survival. I don't die. I don't eat. I don't drink. I don't die. Because I have created a new program in the mind. Om Shanti.